Hey everybody, before we get into game 2 here, just wanted to go back. I was able to find some pictures. I did a big photo dump onto Facebook, but I had forgotten day 1 I sent pictures and then cleared my phone out because I went through wanted to make sure I had plenty of space so I wasn't somewhere in the middle of all this stuff, and my phone telling me that I had used up all my memory and then I'd have to be trying to play and delete stuff. So I'd sent a few things. This was the last game. That's the American Army I played. This is the table we played on. As you can see, trying to get off the board was very advantageous for my army. All those little tree stand things were bocage, but we could see over them, but they counted as hard cover. So it's just a bunch of little sections of stone wall. So there's lots of avenues. My opponent did a great job of limiting me from being able to get off. I had more order dice, so he had to knock something out. And there was a moment in turn 3 where I started to get really concerned. Fortunately, and as with most people when they face something they haven't faced, he had shot at a cavalry squad of mine, and I was able to recce away to a nice safe spot, so I'd be able to get off the board. And then that last turn, when his lieutenant assaulted my armored carrier, I was on the road and he had to go across that wall, so my infantry bailed out and were defending the wall, so I was able to win that roll. But otherwise, it was tight. It was a tight game, close game. Great guy. This is just a shot of some of the tables. You can see Warlord was there, and they sponsored, set up a whole bunch of tables, and there's a whole bunch more tables to the left. I think there were 18 tables total for Nationals. Not all of them were played on. I don't think Nationals filled up. I believe it will probably next year because they're going to switch it to a one-day 4-game format so people can play other game systems. I think that's the biggest rub. When you go to Adepticon, you want to be able to see and do lots of things. I do love the 2-day format, but I think 4 games is enough in one big day. That way you can play other game systems on maybe Sunday. So that was an announcement that Jeremy just posted up. Jeremy, the tournament organizer, does a phenomenal, amazing job. But so anyway, so we're going to get into my second game. All right, game 2. I got that big victory. Bill, you got max points too?
Yeah, I got 16.
So look at that. We both got 16 points.
I've already done what I needed to for the day. I got a victory.
You got a major victory. So did I. So next one is key positions, and they matched me up against Bill. So key positions. So it's D3 plus 1 objectives. I thought it was just going to be like 2.
Right on.
D3 plus 1 objectives. To control an objective. Oh, I was going to ask him. I'm going to ask the TO about controlling objectives. I just wanted to make sure on the tokens that it has to be the very end of the game. You don't own it and then move on.
All right. How
so
does it work?
D3 plus 1 objective markers.
Oh, okay.
And then we
roll that?
yeah, roll how many.
All right.
And then we roll a dice. High score places 1, and we alternate. They have to be 12 inches away from each other.
All right, here's the roll.
And we haven't rolled table side yet, so 4. D3 plus 1, so 4 objectives. I have some of these tokens.
That'll work.
From Bug Eater.
I see you have blue dice, so I should probably choose.
I can switch if you. I have.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Do you have some readily available?
Yep, right here.
Oh, okay, perfect. Because I have this and gray.
Okay, I'll switch. I'll probably get excited though for the first turn. When you pull a blue, I'll be like, hey.
Way more dice than I do.
And then roll a dice to see who places the first objective, and then after that, we roll table sides. You must have half of your units in reserve rounded down. The other side is the same. Then you deploy the other units by doing the bag thing like we did last time. No. Oh, that's double envelopment. My bad. Key positions. I was on that when it flipped over. Players can place objectives once, then you roll a side. Pick a long side. Declare which of your units are, if any, are being in reserve.
Okay.
Other players do the same. Nothing's on the table. Anything not in reserve is first wave. So it will come in. Try to capture objectives. Have to be infantry, artillery within 3.
and no enemy of any type within 3. Battle begins. First wave on, let's see. Okay, ready? So 2.
I got a
so
6.
There's even numbers, so you get to place the first token.
Okay.
All right, starting turn 1, I left everything in.
I gotta deploy my sniper. Don't I?
And I have a, yeah, because it says, oh yeah, you can deploy a spotter, and I can deploy my howitzer observer.
Yeah, I've got.
So you got first wave. I chose this side.
And a sniper.
So we loaded the tokens here, and I won the roll. I took this side, so I think that's a little advantage. We'll see if I can hold on to it.
There we go.
So you have a sniper and a spotter, and I have a mortar. Now they have to be 12 inches away from the tokens as well. So 4.
Let's see. And I got a 4.
6.
I got a 4. You get a.
Well, I don't know. That's could
You gotta decide.
I don't know. It says. I don't know if it says may place or place. That's a question I've had before, but
Yeah, I have no idea. There's all the dice in the bag.
I went ahead and just put my howitzer spotter there. Figure what the hell. It's pretty good vision across most of this board. I guess on the back side of that hill could be bad. Alright, got a spotter there, forward observer there. Alright, so we did turn 1, we started turn 2, did the artillery barrage, came in. Fortunately, didn't blow up my truck. Did 3 pins though to them and everybody in it, and just 1 pin to the cab. So starting turn 2. Real quick, we've been playing this game because we were playing, it came around and says you only have so much time left, so we started hurrying. We keep worrying it's going to be the last turn. So we got a big cavalry charge, 3 guys against almost an entire squad. Let's see how that goes. Sorry we haven't been recording for crap, but that's what you get. Alright, so they called time to not fill the bag, which actually worked out really well for me. Bill had a good army, a good strategy. He was doing really well, because if it would have went another turn, these guys would have died. Barring the howitzer saving them somehow, they would have died. My backup plan was run that cavalry down and contest that.
But they died.
Well, I wouldn't have if he wouldn't have said it was.
Oh yeah.
If it was like, I was like, fuck it. So, yeah, that was
the first assault that I've won in bolt action, though.
you like, oh, I'm dead. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Wow, that worked out.
I didn't think I was gonna kill you.
My tank, I've been really aggressive with it all.
Especially in this combat patrol. I got nothing to hurt it other than a howitzer.
And I got my secondary because I had to blow up your most expensive vehicle.
And mine was keep my lieutenant alive, which I did. I was a little worried with him being inexperienced once he got out that somebody. That's why I wanted to kill that sniper, because he'd just be too tempting of a target.
That was a good game.
Good.
So yeah, as you can see, we did a horrible job of videotaping it and stuff. There was no power sources on this right-hand side of this giant auditorium that you saw in that one picture. All the power was over on the wall, and right off to the right of this was all the vendor stuff, and they had all the power stuff. And there's so many table selections, it was very difficult. Next year, I think I'll have a camera that will have at least double batteries, and I'll be able to recharge one and record games so I can do the whole thing. Maybe just set it up on a tripod or whatnot and let it roll. But wasn't able to do that this year, so sorry for that. But I did capture a little bit. You can see the board here is that board I played on at Operation Sting. Not a fan favorite of mine. We played pretty much the same rules. Rough ground in the water, infantry would get -1 to be hit in the water. I took a little bit of a gamble and placed, when we were doing token selections, I overloaded over here on the right. Because I thought, and I hadn't rolled tableside yet, but I thought that if I failed, I had enough mobility to recover and get up to threaten the tokens. Bill did a great job, did everything he needed to do. If he would have had one more turn, it would have been bad for me. I didn't really have much in the way of anything on the left, and it kind of surprised me how quickly the ones in the right and stuff were getting contested. That Stuart tank is worth its weight in gold, I'll tell you. Where I kind of feel like I fell flat was with this Lorraine carrier. I kind of wanted, since it's tracked, it can just drive over whatever I wanted, but it didn't really, I mean, it did okay. It didn't get to where I thought it would really get up in there by that airplane and unload my veterans, and they'd be able to kind of contest the center of the board and just let my little junky stuff and then my cavalry capture the other ones, or maybe over off to the right. But I got nervous with that tank over there of it blasting me. My tank obviously can't do anything to it, and it just kind of hung out in the back right, guarding that one token with my lieutenant. So yeah, Bill was a good opponent, and he had I think I got a minor win on this one, just from the count. But yeah, he's definitely still in the hunt with 3 games. That's kind of, you have to really have 3 good games. But he did get all 5 of his bonus objectives, which I think that's a neat aspect in a 3-game series. Is that not only do you have the 3 games, but you also have 3 sidebar missions, and those are pretty important when you're talking scoring up to 5 points, which is like getting another match of a draw. It's like playing 5 games and getting a draw, and those 2, if you get the bonus 5, or getting a win when you got a draw. If you get a draw and you both split the points, like I think it's 7 for a draw, that you get 12. That's really as much as a win. So there's that. Stuart. That was a last minute ad by Bill, and he went with the late war one because I believe he had the model for. And Bill's the type of player, he wants to have what he's using. He doesn't want to say this is a whatever. It did really well though. He was telling me in this first game it just ran roughshod over his opponent, and I think in game 3 it did really well too. So I got a minor win. I did get my 5 points, so I'm looking pretty good going into game 3. Game 3, I do end up on the top table against a guy I played last year. He was playing French. This year he's playing British. So, all right, we'll get to that.